Good afternoon, this is the latest video update on severe tropical storm Kai-Tak, which has now made landfall in the Leizhou Peninsula in the southwestern part of Guangxi Province. The system is now moving into the northern part of Gulf of Tonkin, basically actually moving across the southern coast of Guangxi Province. It was last located approximately 340 kilometers east-northeast of Hanoi, Vietnam. It is also located approximately 170 kilometers southeast of the city of Nanning, which is the capital of Guangxi Province. Maximum sustained winds are at 110 kilometers per hour with gusts of up to 155. System is moving west-northwestward at 25 kilometers per hour according to JMA's analysis. Now, the system did make it to typhoon intensity early this morning. JMA upgraded it at the last minute, just before it made landfall here in the eastern coast of Leizhou near the city of Shanjiang. And if you can see this, this was the visible image taken just prior to landfall, and you can see hints of the rugged and cloud-filled eye nearing the coast of Leizhou. You can see also that spiral bands and central dense overcast, very strong signature for landfalling system. It is a category 1. JTWC pegged the intensity at around 130 kilometers per hour, and in fact the system is still a typhoon according to their latest analysis at 120. JMA has downgraded it to severe tropical storm. Just a tidbit here, Kai-Tak is the 5th consecutive typhoon to have made landfall in China in less than 4 weeks. Just imagine that. We had Vicente, Saula, Damri, and then we have Haikui, and then finally we have Kai-Tak. So very interesting streak for China in terms of landfalling typhoons. So let's hope they are prepared for I'm sure they are prepared this time around. This another system that made landfall in their region. The current warnings from CMA remain orange warning, still expecting typhoon force winds based on latest stations, still reporting sustained winds of around 100 kilometers per hour, so still some pretty strong winds. Yellow warning also issued for southwestern Guangdong province of Guangxi and including Hainan for continued heavy rainfall in the next 24 hours. You can see in this latest radar image still some very organized bands in the center of the storm. You can probably make it out on this composite radar just south of the coast of Guangxi, and still continuing to bring lots of rainfall across Hainan, southwestern part of Guangdong and Guangxi. Stations are reporting 100 to 200 millimeters across the region here in the past 12 hours due to, again, the approach of Kai-Tak. And we could still see 100 to even 200 millimeters in the next 24 hours, particularly across the southwestern part of Guangxi. And as the system moves to the west, expect northern Vietnam should expect its fair share of heavy rains in the next 2 days. You can also see in this latest infrared image, pardon the quality of the image here, as we're getting them directly from the Naval Research Lab, and these glitches do happen as the satellite takes the images of the Earth. But you can still see the center of the system. We are seeing warming cloud tops, which does indicate weakening, but still very strong system for a tropical storm. We are also seeing this convection starting to pop up across northeastern Vietnam, right around the Hanoi area. So expect those rains to continue and to begin tonight, and perhaps into tomorrow. Conditions could deteriorate beginning tomorrow morning as the system nears the northeastern part of Vietnam. The forecast from JTWC, again showing you the system moving across the northern part of Gulf of Tonkin, weakening along the way, perhaps become a tropical storm by midnight as it makes another landfall, or as it crosses into Vietnam, passing probably around 100 to 200 kilometers north of Hanoi early tomorrow morning, that's Saturday, and continue to weaken rapidly and perhaps become a tropical depression as early as tomorrow evening. but still, though, its remnants could still bring lots of rainfall across parts of Indochina, Vietnam, Laos, and even into Thailand, probably, as the southwest monsoon also is enhanced by the system. All for Kai-Tak. If you have any reports, you can email us for if you have images or videos, and share them with us. Now move on to the latest low pressure area that we are watching near the Philippines. You have Invest 96W. We have talked about this system yesterday in our video update, and hinting of a possible development in the next 2 days. And in fact, the system is responding well to that forecast, both by the agency, mainly by the computer models. Actually, system is located between Taiwan and Luzon, not directly affecting any of the areas mentioned, but as it develops, it could definitely impact the southeastern Asian region and even Eastern Asia by the early part of next week. Now the system is exhibiting some pretty strong convective activity, and if you can see the visible image, you can probably see that cyclonic turning among the clouds here, counterclockwise turn, possibly hinting at a very strong and well-developed mid-level circulation center. Now the low-level circulation center is still pretty weak at the moment. Satellite data not showing any closed circulation just yet, although it could develop in the next few hours, because the system is looking good, quite good for early stages of development. In fact, JMA has actually upgraded this to a tropical depression just now. So we have a minimal tropical depression, not forecasted to become a tropical storm just yet, so we'll continue to keep an eye out on this system. Just quite a bit in the western Pacific, you can see here Kai-Tak moving across Leizhou Peninsula. We have Invest 96W, and unfortunately we are watching yet another low pressure area. Not an Invest just yet, but could develop into something big next week. The system is located approximately 400 kilometers southwest of Guam. It's still pretty weak at the moment, and largely disorganized as it is embedded along the monsoon trough. Taking a look at the models, and you can see those lines basically being hinted by the computer models of some development in that region in the next 3 to 5 days. But for now, our eyes remain set on 96W. If they both form, the first one would probably be 96W in the next the next 1 to 2 days, depending on the rate of intensification and development this system exhibits. In terms of the track, most of the computer models show a pretty good agreement with each other, turning sharply to the north. So areas along northern Luzon, Taiwan, eastern China, and even the islands of Ryukyu, particularly Okinawa, should continue to closely monitor the developments of the system as it tries to intensify in the next few days. Of course, you have to keep an eye out on this area near the Marianas. Computer models also showing a very adamant, very positive of a cyclone development in the next 3 to 5 days. So this one could develop in the next 2 days. This area could develop in the next 3 to 5 days. So fortunately, we could see, if they both form, could see 2 cyclones by next week. And finally, just a quick update here in the weather of the Philippines, showing the latest visible image. Mainly clear all across the country, just some isolated thunderstorms across Visayas and Mindanao. Widespread rains have fortunately been absent in the past 3 days now across Luzon. Still some areas that are flooded, but hopefully those continued dry weather help alleviate the floods. Now focusing into Visayas, we are seeing some isolated thunderstorms confirmed by Cebu radar. Some of these thunderstorms can have the potential to bring heavy rainfall in a matter of minutes, and also strong winds, straight line winds, and even the potential for tornadic activity. We have seen tornadoes, water spouts being reported, and also weak twisters being reported across the region. So if you do see clouds and hear thunder, make sure to stay inside and just wait it out. For the most part, these storms are short-lived, and again should be isolated for the most part. Just keep that in mind. And that ends our video update for today. If you do live in Guangxi and also across Hanoi and Vietnam, continue to monitor the developments of Kai-Tak. Even though it is weakening, even though it has made landfall, it's still pretty potent system. It could still bring heavy rainfall and strong winds in the next 2 days. And also continue to monitor the developments of 96W, as it could become our next significant cyclone in the next few days. Stay safe, guys. Bye.